Howdy do y'all, this is John, and today we are talking about the Resident Evil 2 Remake, a video game released back in 2019 by Capcom. And in Resident Evil 2, the remake, it deals with these two characters, Leon and Claire, who are in Raccoon City when just all of a sudden a zombie apocalypse occurs after this virus called the T-virus escapes from a remote facility and infects the entire town. So now Claire Redfield and Leon Kennedy have to find out a way to escape from this city before all heck breaks loose. Okay, so to get things started, first and foremost, what I liked about the video game. I like how both characters are actually given pretty much their own individual stories. You can play as either Claire or Leon or both, which I did both. And, they're both given their own stories. They end up going to, the same location, at least most of the time. Like, there's this police station, then there's this underground, then there's the parking garage. Probably the only difference between the two is after the parking garage, Claire goes to an orphanage and Leon goes to a sewer entrance. But both end up leading straight into, the next location for both of them, the sewers. Now, I will admit there's one thing that I do kind of wish that they would do, and that is that, Leon's story seems to take place after Claire's. Like, he's only a little bit behind Claire, and, I kind of wish that they had put some of the stuff that was in Claire's story into his story. Like, he walks into one of the same buildings that Claire walks into, and, Claire, who was just there a few minutes ago, she was attacked by this thing that was, destroying the ceiling and stuff like that. I really wish that, you see that destruction and you're just in there going, what the heck? But that's like the only gripe I have with the entire story. Everything else is just, grade A storytelling. As simple as it is, you're just trying to escape the city. As simple as it is, it's really strong storytelling. Now, when it comes to the two main characters, Claire and Leon, these are two of the most beloved characters in the Resident Evil series. Probably the only character I can think of that's more loved than either of those two is Jill Valentine. And honestly, they do these characters justice. They are compelling, they are smart, they are well-written characters, and thankfully Claire is not dealing with a bad case of what I call man face. Nope, Claire looks like a girl. Completely. Even her face looks like a girl's face. But on top of that, I also kind of felt like they both had sort of their own abilities and stuff. Like, Claire cannot, do some of the stuff that Leon can do because Leon, he is a cop. And I definitely felt like, you could better defend yourself a little bit as Leon than as Claire. Not saying Claire cannot defend herself, because she can. Just that Leon being a cop, he can defend himself a little bit better. And also like the voice acting in this game. The voice actors, I don't know all of their names, but they do a good job. I especially like the voice actress for Ada Wong in this game. I've seen clips of her in like the original Resident Evil 2, and yeah, that game was made in the 90s. This voice actress, she's not the same as the voice actress in, Resident Evil 4, the remake. But I honestly think that she more embodied Ada Wong better than, either the original actress or the newer one, which I don't think that the, Lily Gao, who's the newer Ada Wong, I don't think she's bad. She's definitely better than the one in the original Resident Evil 2, but she's not as good as, the voice actress who voices Ada in the Resident Evil 2 remake. And now let's talk about the visual element of this game. Is this game good looking visually? Yes. When you're traveling through Raccoon City, it literally looks like an apocalypse, and I do really love some of the visual elements of it. The fires in the distance and everything, it looks like, a nightmare has come to life. By the way, this is a survival horror game, and you can feel it. I'm not going to lie, this game's really creepy and eerie, and, there are some genuinely scary moments, especially when you're low on ammo, and you just have, this horde of zombies coming after you. It's definitely scary. One element of the horror aspect of this game that works to its benefits is the fact that it's not in fixed camera. Now, I know this is going to be a controversial thing that I'm going to say, but with the original Resident Evil games, I really don't like the fixed camera element of them. I'm sorry, but when you're dealing with Mr. X, and because of the fixed camera element, you can see him walking towards you. That doesn't make it very scary. What makes him very scary is if he's behind you and you can hear him walking towards you, but you have no time to look behind you. You have to just gun it and run. Because unfortunately, you can't kill Mr. X. You just can't do that. I will say this about, Mr. X. I really wish that this one element of the original game was kept in this remake, because it just would have made things a little bit more frightening. That is Mr. X being able to bust through walls. The only time I ever saw him do that was in cutscenes for Leon's campaign. That is it. I did not see him do that at all in the actual main game. And, I kind of wish that, he did, because that would have made things a little more frightening. Just me trying to walk through this hallway and all of a sudden he just busts through a wall and then I have to gun it. That would have been very frightening. But all in all, Resident Evil 2, the remake, this was a great game. I'm serious, I loved it. I have a couple nitpicks with it. However, I really, really loved this game. The storytelling is very top-notch. The voice acting is really good. The characters, they do them justice. And, visually speaking, it's a good-looking game. It's also scary. It's a very creepy, very eerie, pretty scary kind of game. And if any of you guys have not played the remake of Resident Evil 2, I do very highly recommend it. I'm going to give Resident Evil 2, the remake, a 10. Loved it. Now I just need to finish Biohazard again. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Podetsky way.